In my 4 p.m. segment, I talk about conservative media expanding, growing, gaining new viewership, all that stuff, right? And I saw these tweets from John Levine. He's a reporter from the New York Post. And that's where I first saw the story. So I want to do a bigger segment because he highlights something really important, which is why I want to show his tweets. He said, here's a quote. "The astonishing traffic growth of FoxNews.com, the digital arm of the most watched cable news network, its traffic doubled since 2015 and is now at more than 100 million unique visitors per month." Unique! Unique. Do you know what that means? Listen, when you watch a video of mine, that's a unique view. I have one unique view. When you watch 2 videos of mine, I have one unique view. When you watch 5 videos of mine, I have one unique view. That quite literally means 100 million unique people. That's insane. Here's the thing. It's a story from CJR about the expansion of conservative media, which we'll read. But John Levine added that context, and that's why I want to make sure I give him credit for this, for the tweets. Showing this other story from from the Daily Beast, where CNN is chasing after Fox News. Guess what? Fox News has become more moderate. They really have. They've brought on some, they have Donna Brazile now. They've done a show with Bernie Sanders, a town hall. Trump has been criticizing them for, whoa, what are they doing? Fox knows there's a lot of moderates who are being pushed out by the far left, and they have an opportunity to be the go-to news source. CNN knows this. And so CNN is realizing if they don't shape up and get back on track, they're out. But Fox News may have already taken all of your viewers. Admittedly, I don't watch either of the networks for the most part anymore, but it was the craziest thing to me when I was going through stories and I said, Fox News really has the story right and CNN doesn't. It was a weird moment because, look, Fox News has always been very, very biased on a lot of issues, and they've done a lot better. The proof is in the pudding, man. Trump criticizing them. They're not as bad as they used to be. And CNN is. Well, CNN sees that. So let's do this. Let's read about the growth of conservative media, which I think is due to moderates being beaten over the head over and over again by this ridiculous rhetoric from the far left. And we'll see what's going on with CNN. Before we get started, head over to timcast.com/donate if you'd like to support my work. There's a PayPal option, a crypto option, a physical address. But the best thing you can do, just share this video. Let's break some echo chambers wide open. Share this video with your friends, partly because I get deranked and the sharing helps overcome that, but I like the idea better that when you share this, you're exposing people who might not see this news to these ideas. And I think I'm kind of a fair dude. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm trying to be mean, right? So, whatever. Some people will hate me no matter what. It's just life. Let's read. They say, Donald Trump is a media president. He makes policies based on the words of certain journalists, riles his supporters in opposition to others, boosts a few who show their fealty to him, and measures his success in printouts of web stories his aides bring him. His tenure as president has been marked, perhaps unsurprisingly, by turmoil and change in the conservative news organizations that are most closely linked to him, including closings, mergers, launches, and significant spikes and dips in traffic. An analysis of these sites based on web traffic figures available through ComScore reveals what a certain portion of America is reading as it approaches a pivotal election. The short answer: much more right-wing web tabloidism. So you know what I see doing really well is sites like the Daily Call and the Daily Wire, and they're certified by NewsGuard, but they're tabloids, right? Is that fair? Maybe it's the wrong. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong thing, but they're very much so like commentary and analysis on existing news. News is easy to come by. It's easy to see a fact. Dog does backflip. More at 11, and we're like, oh well, I already know what happened. What you then get from these other websites is a conversation around the dog doing a backflip. There's good and bad to that. The left is absolutely producing, digital sites like this. The right is. Unfortunately, mainstream news did the same. And guess what? Without the actual facts, nobody wants to watch. So when CNN tries to become a woke blog, it doesn't work. You joined the resistance, CNN. We don't care. We're not going to watch it. It's not legitimate. Let's read. They say, there are currently about 15 to 20 conservative websites which attract at least 1 million unique visitors per month. Some are venerable right-wing reliables like National Review, The Washington Times, or Newsmax. Others, like InfoWars, The Gateway Pundit, Big League Politics, and Breitbart, mine far fringes of the right. I will stress, this was surprising to me, that Breitbart is now certified by NewsGuard. I kid you not. Look, I'm not saying NewsGuard knows better than anyone else. It's a check on my bias. Let them determine what's a good source, and I'll play within the lines to avoid the accusations I'm favoring a certain site. So I typically do not use Breitbart. But Breitbart's now certified by NewsGuard. So good for them. NewsGuard says that they've improved their editorial standards, issued corrections, and there's a couple things they're lagging in, but for the most part, good to go. And that surprised me. So they want to call it fringes of the far right. Well, unfortunately, they're more mainstream than you realize, at least today. They say the most significant change in conservative media happens in Fox News, which I read earlier, over 100 million unique viewers. The Fox Corporation-owned website also generates 10 times the audience of any other conservative news website offering original content. Let that fact sink in for a moment. Imagine all conservative websites are the Great Plains. Now face west, and you'll see the Rocky Mountains rising from the plains and jutting so high into the sky that its peaks are fringed with snow even on a hot summer day. Those mountains are foxnews.com, and in this landscape, no right-wing website comes close to rivaling the size of its audience. The website is distinct from the cable channel. Like other mass appeal sites on both sides of the spectrum, foxnews.com will cover literally anything that it considers people might read, including politics, sports, business, and entertainment, with various eye-catching headlines and stories on its homepage. Perv's underground lair is just one recent example. At first glance, the site feels more like a frisky tabloid than a right-wing megaphone. But the site certainly leans to the right, and its robust opinion section reverberates each day with a meaty selection of mostly conservative voices tackling the issues and controversies of the day. FoxNews.com is very, very different from the TV channel. They're actually rather balanced in a lot of ways. They say every month through July this year, FoxNews.com has posted year-over-year traffic increases from 9 to 20%. What's more, its monthly unique visitors have consistently exceeded the traffic coming to the New York Times and the Washington Post. Only CNN, which clocks in at more than 120 million unique visitors a month for much of 2019, routinely surpasses Fox News. Whoa, I did not know that. That is huge. So that will probably reflect on my earlier statement. But I will amend my earlier statement as to why CNN is trying to chase after Fox News, in that Fox News is catching up. I think CNN sees them as a competitor and says, let's make sure we can track the stories they do, because they don't want to lose an audience. In a statement, Fox News digital editor-in-chief Porter Berry credited the traffic growth to a focus on audience and willingness to cover whatever is interesting in the world, from breaking news and opinion to human interest stories and trending entertainment coverage, a general news outlet. But I will stress, in order to grow, you need to have people come from somewhere. And I think the far left contributes to this. But I also want to add that, actually, no. We'll stop and we'll go to the CNN thing. Otherwise, I'll never get to it. So here we go. CNN tells digital staff, take some cues from Fox News. Now, this story is from, over a month ago, but I think it's relevant in the context. They say Fox News is already beating CNN on TV. Now, to ensure the conservative news network doesn't start winning online, and there it is. CNN wants to make sure its employees know what stories Fox News is writing about. That's what we needed to hear. So here's what I think, all right? Fox News has been doing the Fox Nation push. I don't know if you've watched recently. Tucker Carlson has tons of commercials for Fox Nation. You know what's really fascinating about this? Did you notice what I do at the beginning of all my videos? I don't have a break for a sponsor. I just tell you to support me directly. Tucker Carlson is now doing that on his show. Well, activists are targeting him and getting his sponsors pulled out. So Tucker responds by saying, just join Fox Nation. We are moving to a subscriber model media. Fox News is headed there with Fox Nation. They're pushing hard. And then you've got Fox News growing over 100 million unique visitors per month. Wow. That means there's a lot of overlap between CNN's audience and Fox News. I'm certainly one of them. I look at CNN articles for sure, and Fox News. Let's read a little bit more here. They say, other conservative websites have successfully grown their audiences in the first half of this year, including the Washington Times and Red State, according to the ComScore data. But none match the performance of the Washington Examiner, which earlier this year became the highest trafficked conservative website outside of Fox News. I will stress this. I didn't used to ever go to those sites. The Times, the Examiner, and Red State, never. But recently, with a lot of the stories that have been coming out that have been fake news from left and mainstream sources, I've started. Because I need to look at two sources now. That probably contributes to the growth in viewership. Fox News can be growing because of a push for Fox Nation and because of a push to go online, for sure. But I think I have to state my final point. I try to keep these segments short, as you know. I think it really is that moderates are feeling, like the Democrats have left us behind. My main segment talked about how a guy would rather vote for Trump, who he thought was racist, if it meant he wasn't going to get insane policy. He'd rather have the bad orange man, the way he sees it, than someone saying open borders. So what do you think happens then when you see news media defending the open border stuff? You go to Fox News. You go to the Washington Examiner. Conservative media is going to skyrocket. Okay, it's going to continue. And CNN knows it. And that's why CNN is trying to play the game and track what Fox is doing. They know they're on the way out. They're still top, it looks like. But they know that, it's a close race. I got one more segment coming up for you in a few minutes. Stick around, and I will see you all there.